Hello, Vestavia Hills City Schools family, and welcome to our weekly broadcast where we bring you relevant information about all things taking place in our school system during this very unique opportunity of learning and growing. Today, I want to welcome Dr. Amy Rainey to our broadcast, where she's going to talk with us today about all things related to instruction, what we've been doing virtually, all the things that you have been co-teaching with us about, and hopefully answer some questions for you. Welcome, Dr. Rainey.
Thank you.
Glad to have you today. And also join me, of course, is our Director of Public Relations, Whit McGee. Whit, welcome.
Hey, thanks. Good to see you.
Appreciate you being here again. Whit, I'd like to, before we jump into things with Dr. Rainey, I'd like for you to speak, if you would, just about registration that opened today and one other segment that you're planning to publish this week that we would want everybody to know about.
All right, so we are recording this video on Monday, April 20th. Registration opened today, and we've got all the information on our website, vestavia.k12.al.us. You're going to find, as soon as you go to the website, a pop-up that shows you the web address to go to for the latest information for enrollment and registration. And just as Dr. Antonio Cooper and Ms. Dina Four covered in our video last week, remember that enrollment is for students who are new to Vestavia Hills City Schools, whether you're in kindergarten or you've never attended school here in any other grade. Registration is for everyone who's already completed enrollment. So this will be for students who are returning next year or families who have already completed the enrollment process this spring. You're going to get an email today. If you haven't already, you will be getting an email with a special code for you to access the registration system. But you can find all of that information, how to do it. You can also see our video from last week with the walkthrough on our website, so go check it out. Also, want to let you know, as Dr. Freeman, you mentioned about the feature that I'm working on for this week. You know, so much of what's been going on has been focused on our virtual Vestavia online learning program. There's been great stuff happening there with students and faculty, but also absolutely crucial to everything that we've been doing has been the work of our operations and support teams. And we had the opportunity to chat with several of those team members last week from child nutrition, technology, transportation, custodial, extended day, about what they've been working on over the last few weeks since schools have been closed. They had great things to say, and we'll be sharing that video with you a little bit later this week.
Good. Thanks, Whit. I want to take a minute, if I could, to speak with our senior parents and our seniors and just check in with you. I know that there's a lot of anxiousness and concern thinking about the end of the year and the loss of so many different activities. And as all of us who have graduated high school before know how important those things are. And so we do, of course, remember that. And I want you to know, to continue to know that that's a priority to our entire school system. We think it's very important, and know it is, that we celebrate our seniors. And so at this point, we're not able to react to anything really because the governor has a stay-at-home order, of course, through April 30th. Our state superintendent has effectively held us from doing anything on campus for the right reasons, of course, through June the 5th. So as those things are evolving, and I expect that they will over the next month, we'll learn more about when we can do something to celebrate, to graduate our seniors, because we think that is very important. It may look different in some ways, but I assure you that we are thinking about it, mindful of it, and there's a lot of planning taking place with Dr. Burgess and his team. I know that he spent some time talking to students over these last few weeks, gathering information from them as well. So just know that it's a priority to us, and we're going to communicate as soon as we can, legitimately set some things up to celebrate our seniors. Dr. Amy Rainey is with us today, as I said, and she is our assistant superintendent for teaching and learning. Dr. Rainey has had a multitude of experiences in public education, which include administration and in the classroom. And over the years, she's had great opportunities to work with systems who have fully implemented virtual learning, one-to-one type learning atmospheres. So we are so fortunate to have her as part of our team. And this is a time that we didn't expect to have, but it has allowed us to tap into that expertise and learn about ways to do this best and best support our students. Dr. Rainey, what is it that you think is unique about this opportunity that we can take advantage of with our students?
It's an exciting time for learning because everyone has the opportunity to experience something new, whether it be a skill, a concept, or a new process. We all have the opportunity to participate in creating something that we've never done before here in Vestavia Hills. It's so exciting to see the teachers really embrace this opportunity. And also, when I think about Vestavia, one of the many reasons that Vestavia is such a special place is due to the tremendous support of our parents. And this just provides another opportunity to expand that partnership into the classroom.
We've had to think about our school system mission all along when we have been doing this planning and implementation, and our mission to provide all of our students the opportunity to learn without limits takes on a new meaning for us. And I've heard two words you've used throughout our conversations in planning and implementing, and it's the words synchronous and asynchronous. Talk to us about what that actually means and why that's pertinent to the mission of helping our students learn without limits.
When we think about our mission and our vision and that learning without limits, we wanted to provide multiple experiences for our students to be able to engage. We wanted to provide multiple opportunities. And so by offering an approach that has both synchronous and asynchronous learning methods, it gives students different types of ways to engage with us. So asynchronous methods are those that are flexible. They allow students to learn anywhere at any time. And an example of this approach is Google Classroom or their iReady assignments. They can do those on their own at their own pace. And then we also are providing some opportunities through synchronous methods. And those are the ones that are not flexible. They require a scheduled appointment. And an example of this approach is the Google Hangout Meets. And the synchronous activities, they allow us to connect with students and allow them to connect with one another, which is so important right now. When we think about our goals, that first goal is the academic goal. And of course, we are working diligently to make sure that we're providing every opportunity for our students to continue with their academics. But we are not doing that in isolation of our second goal, which is that social and emotional goal. And so the Google Hangout Meets has provided us that opportunity to be able to continue to connect with our students and allow them to connect with one another, and which, in my opinion, is so important during this time of social distancing.
It is, I agree. And one of the things we want to make sure is happening is that our students are participating. They're actively engaged in what's happening. So what are you seeing after the first couple of weeks with participation?
It is just so exciting. When I talk to the principals, we have very few students who are not engaged with us on some level. So most of our students have engaged with us in the virtual environment, and the very few who have not, our administrators and our counselors and teachers, they're working to reach out to them. And it's certainly not too late. If you're listening to this video today and you haven't joined in and participated, don't think it's too late. We want you to participate with us. So I would just encourage you that if you haven't engaged with us, to do that.
Well, I have to tell you personally, my youngster loves the synchronous learning part because he gets to do the hangout with his teacher during the week and gets to see his classmates. That's really exciting, just watching his face light up. One of the opportunities we have as parents is to be co-teachers in what's taking place. And that doesn't come naturally for all of us. I'm a secondary teacher, so talking to a kindergartner has a whole different meaning. You have been an administrator across the span of grade levels over the years. What are pieces of advice you could offer to parents who are working to try to do the best they can with this new model of learning? That's some tips that may be helpful to them.
I want to encourage you to just relax and enjoy learning with your child. We as a school district are working very hard. The teachers and administrators are working hard to streamline the communication process to make it as easy as possible for both you and our students. And I want to encourage you to communicate. If there's something that you don't understand or that you need help with, please let us know. We are eager to help you. We're here for you. And again, going back to the idea of just relax and enjoy this time to learn with your child, I think that's the most important thing. I know that as parents, and I am a parent also, and so I'm managing work as well as school from home. And so I think that when we take that stress level off and just enjoy the time we have together, that's the most important thing that I can recommend. And that's for students at all levels. And I know that as our students get older, they put stress on themselves. And so I think as parents, we need to remind our students too during this time that just do what you can as much as you can and make sure that you're communicating so that we can help you.
I think that's great. And I appreciate what a fellow superintendent colleague of mine said that, right now, Dr. Randy, we're learning for learning's sake. And the way that we set up our grades, and I commend you for leading us through that process, is to show grace with our grades. And here's an opportunity to improve what you have this quarter, not hurt it. So I think that's an excellent strategy to equip us to learn for learning's sake. So that's great. Parents may want to tell us about their experiences. Many likely have some things they want to tell us that could be great feedback for us moving into these final weeks. So tell us a little bit about what you have set up to get some feedback from our parents.
We have a short parent and student survey that will go out this week. And students in upper elementary through high school, they will receive a survey link from their teacher. They will only complete the survey one time. So even if they receive the link from multiple teachers, I just want you to know that they're only required to complete the survey one time. And then parents, we will have the survey link on our website. And so I just encourage you to complete it so that we can best meet your needs. You will also only need to complete the survey one time. Regardless if you have students at multiple schools, you will need to complete the survey just once. And then we have a virtual learning task force. And that task force is comprised of administrators, teachers, counselors, and paraprofessionals. And we are meeting to analyze what we have done thus far. And then we're going to be looking at the results of those surveys to help us determine next steps. Because it is very important to us that we make this experience the best possible.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. That wraps up our broadcast for this week. I look forward to sharing with you next week. You'll hear from Dr. Tyler Burgess and his team about the freshman campus that's going to be opening up in the fall. And we look forward to hearing more about that as well. So, Dr. Randy, thanks for joining us. Mr. McGee, thank you for being here again this week. And I hope that you have a great rest of the week learning and experiencing learning with your children.